Have you figured it out yet? Every time that they form these weapons against you, it ends up becoming your weapon. They're creating weapons for you. Your opposition, your enemies, the enemy is creating weapons for you. They create these weapons that only you can yield. Only you can use these. They don't even know how to use these weapons. They're in the lab cooking up cooking up these weapons, creating these bombs, but only you are able to use them. And the gag is you use these weapons to defeat the people who created the weapon, okay? And we can get deep because that goes collectively. This is not just in your own individual lives. This is as a collective. The powers that be create weapons to come against our people. These beings, these earthly beings, these light beings, they create these weapons thinking they're so smart and they're going to use them against us. But in the end, they end up falling on their own sword, okay? That is what's happening right now, collectively and in your own individual lives. The enemy is falling on their own sword. They created a weapon they were not able to use. They thought they had you. They thought they were going to outsmart you, and they came up short. They didn't realize who you were. Y'all have been attacked and targeted your entire life. They didn't think you were going to make it this far. They didn't think that you were that strong to fight through the poverty and the abuse and the assault and everything that's been piled up on top of your plate over the last 10, 20, 15 years, 30 years, 40 years for some of y'all. They didn't think that you were going to make it this far, but you did. And during that time of you going through everything that you have been through, and not every moment was bad, okay? Not every moment was bad. There was a lot of beautiful moments that you had throughout your life, okay? But even through those bad moments, they did not realize you were becoming stronger. That was building strength for you, okay? All of those bad moments, you took those and you allowed it to fuel you and to move you forward. And they did not plan for that. They only planned that they would win, you would lose, and this weapon was going to destroy you. But that is not what happened, okay? That is the problem of the opposition. They're not very bright. They're not very smart, okay? Literally, they're not very bright because they don't have your light, okay? They're not very intelligent. They don't think straight. You are always 10 steps ahead and when you don't realize it, okay? You have to know who your enemy is just as much as you know who you are. They thought they knew you, but they didn't. And that is why they lost. You knew who the enemy was because you have been well acquainted with the enemy since you were a kid, okay? You know the enemy by name. You know the enemy like the back of your hand. It reminds me of Harry Potter, and I think it was the very last movie, Deathly Hallows Part 2, when he realized that him and Voldemort were one and the same. There was no him without the other, okay? That is what you became to understand. We are one and the same. I am one and the same with the opposition, but I am in control. You are not in control. I have the power. You do not have the power. And I know you, but you don't know me. And somebody who has an evil mind, just like in that movie, just like in Harry Potter, Voldemort was so evil. He did not think for 1 second that Harry Potter was going to defeat him. That's not something that ever crossed his mind. He thought he was so powerful. He had all these goons and all these people around him. He just had the perfect plan. It was going to work. He had been trying and trying and trying all these years. And he was like, I finally got him exactly where I want him. Okay? Exactly where I want him. But he didn't think that Harry Potter, it's so funny that this is the analogy, but he did not plan or think that Harry Potter was learning from every single battle and every single situation that he went through. Not only that, he was divinely protected, okay? If you look at that movie like that, he was very protected. He had people around him who was ready to die about it, okay? That's your angels. That's God. That's the ancestors. They're ready to die about it. They're ready to go to war for it, okay? And it was, the enemy never planned for that. So I said all that to say, every single thing that the enemy tries to use against you always works for your highest good every single time, okay? So do not ever be afraid. Do not ever be resentful. Do not ever feel like less than yourself. Feel powerful. Give yourself your props, okay? Because you did something that was not expected for you to do, okay? There's so many people around you and who have observed your life who didn't think that you were going to make it this far because they saw you go through a lot, honey, but they don't know who your God is. Stay blessed.